Hey everyone, my name is Kim Saha. I am a physiotherapist and a Pilates instructor. I also pole vault and I'm a mum of 3. I live in West London. So I'm here today to talk about my diet. I have lots of questions on this YouTube channel about what I eat and how I eat. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, I am not a nutritionist or a dietitian by any stretch of the imagination, but I am a professional as a physiotherapist and I have trained for years. I've also spoken with lots and lots of people about diet. So this is about tips rather than exactly what to eat, and it's certainly not tailored to individuals. So I would like to talk about diet versus exercise, because exercise is much more my expert area. So people do talk about an 80-20 rule. So if you're trying to lose weight, it's 80% about diet and 20% about exercise. Now, I could definitely vouch for this because my exercise stays level throughout the year. It's something I love doing. I exercise, I do stuff every day. Maybe in holidays it dips very slightly. But the only thing that fluctuates is my diet every now and again, and I certainly feel it in my body. So I would say focus much more on your diet if you are planning to lose weight, and exercise can come along afterwards as a healthy habit. I would like to talk about supplements, so you'll see I've got an array of things here. I've never really been one for supplements until I started pole vault training again when I hit 40. It's something that I did as a kid, and I held lots of records then because it was very new for women, but I'm really enjoying it now. With having kids, it's my escape and it's something that I feel I can achieve at quite significantly. I was training particularly hard in the first lockdown, and one thing that I introduced into my diet was creatine. Now, this is something that essentially people talk about within sport and muscle building and you know, quite serious exercises. But do you know what? If you're wanting to feel stronger and have and feel like you're making an impact with the training that you're doing, a scoop of this per day can really help move things forwards. I definitely noticed a difference when I started taking this, and the brand that I use is PhD. I actually, a friend of mine set up this company PhD and he sold it not so long ago, but I've always respected these products. So PhD, creatine, pure microionized grade, you know, this is a good one. So there you go. I do take glucosamine because as a physiotherapist, I've been a physio for 20 years, just as of the last couple of months. But we've always suggested glucosamine. The research studies don't show that it does enormous amounts, but they do show as far as resurfacing the joints. What it does show is that it's just as good as ibuprofen for bringing down inflammation. So I take one of these a day, and I swear since I've been taking it, my joints feel significantly better. However, that brings me on to the next thing. Something that I've done all the time as well, that I've been taking that glucosamine, is taking turmeric and black pepper. Now, this brand, doTERRA, is a fantastic brand. It has Food Standard Agency recommendation, so you can ingest it. Not all essential oils you can ingest. And I will put a contact of somebody who could supply these down in the description box, Alex. Because do not try to buy these on Amazon, something like that. You need to go to one of the official suppliers, which are much more useful. You take the black pepper with it because it activates the turmeric. Fantastic. I was getting particularly sore shoulders from pole vaulting, as you can imagine. So turmeric, black pepper from doTERRA, the brand. They're not cheap, but I tell you what, I think they make such a difference. Zinc and vitamin D. My husband's a doctor. He recommends these significantly. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I'm not a doctor, but we definitely, it's been well established that we are all probably deficient in vitamin C. So I do take one of these high grade vitamin Ds. Not every day. You need to speak to a doctor or a nutritionist to make sure you're taking the right amount of that, and zinc is very important as well. Magnesium. I think I take it for my mood. I've been told that magnesium is fantastic for your mood, but also for your joints and your muscles and your tendons and your bones. For that one, so magnesium is a fantastic one to take as well. All these pills are massive. And you know what? It has to take a little bit of time for them to go down. They're all big chunks, apart from the powder. So I don't know what to do about that otherwise. Collagen. I don't know. Do I take it for my skin? Maybe I do, or do I take it for, again, kind of recovery and muscles and joints and things like that? Probably so. Since I've been taking a combination of these, I don't get the pains that I was getting from training pole vaulting. As you can imagine, I'm over 40, I've got 3 children, and I am quite hypermobile. Putting myself through all of that training is significant, and I used to have all sorts of aches and pains. I couldn't lie on one side, my shoulders hurt. But since taking all of this, I don't get any of that, so that's got to be a motivation. Protein is something that I know people talk about quite a lot, adding into their diet. Unfortunately, for me, I can't stomach it. It makes me very bloated. Whatever brands, whatever type of protein powder I use, I don't know why, I probably haven't tried all of them. Anyone got any suggestions? Give me a comment in the comment box if you know of any. But I try to stay away and I get my protein from my diet a little bit more. So talking about that, many people are going vegan these days, especially within the kind of workout exercise world. I have tried it for 3 months. I thought my body felt significantly better. My recovery rates were significantly better in that time. Unfortunately, this was just before lockdown, and I decided that I wanted to try and eat at the same times as the rest of my family and the same meals to make everything much more sociable in that first lockdown, and I haven't got back into a vegan diet. However, having said that, I tend to follow a lot of the different suggestions that are made out there. So, you know, I will try not to have wheat all the time in our diet, and if we do, then I'll go for whole grain wheat. I'll go for some more of the ancient grains. I'm checking my paper here because I can't just talk without any prompts necessarily. And to be really honest, I don't eat eggs anyway, because again, they make me bloated, as well as onions and garlic. So just be careful with those things. Eggs, onions and garlic. If you suffer with bloating or windiness, then actually getting rid of some of those things in your diet can be quite useful. I use a garlic oil because I do love the taste of garlic, and that does seem to make things a lot better. If I'm eating particularly good food, then I'm definitely less likely to snack. So if I'm making meals with many vegetables and freshly made and not necessarily the sweet sauces and things like that, I definitely feel less likely to snack. And that was the next thing that I wanted to talk about, was reducing your snacking is really important, especially if you're looking at losing weight or getting more lean, or even having more energy. Reducing the snacks that you eat certainly has helped for me, and that's one of the only things that I can talk about in this kind of video. One thing, and probably most important thing that I do as far as my diet is concerned, is intermittent fasting. Now, many of you will have heard about intermittent fasting, and all I do is I don't eat from 7 p.m. To 12 o'clock midday the next day. So I fast all of that time through. Having said that, today I had breakfast. You know, I felt like it. I felt really particularly hungry, so I had it. So listen to your body. I actually had some of this homemade granola that I make, and I put lots of flaxseed in it, all sorts of things that are particularly good for you. I sometimes sneak a bit of the protein in there as well, but you can put all sorts of stuff that's really good for you all in one granola, and then you kind of getting it all down all in one go. One thing I forgot to say, I've just spotted these veggie capsules. To get the doTERRA oils in, there's some just see-through little capsules there that you open up and then you drip the oils into them so that you can get those into your system a little bit easier. So the veggie caps are widely available on Amazon and places like that. Fantastic. So the intermittent fasting works exceptionally well for me. I tend to brush my teeth. When I put the kids to bed about 8 o'clock, I head upstairs, wash my face, put the creams on and stuff like that, and brush my teeth. And do you know what? If I've brushed my teeth at that time, I'm much less likely to snack for the rest of the evening. So that's probably one of the most important tips to get out of this vlog. Drinking lots of water, I have to admit, I am not fantastic at that. I worked out that I would have to drink 11 of our relatively small glasses of water per day, and I went about a week managing to do that every single day. I think I felt better. I'm not entirely sure, but I would suggest definitely drinking lots and lots of water rather than obviously the fizzy drinks or even your juices and things like that. Those contain a lot of sugar, not fantastic for your teeth, or obviously if you're trying to lose any weight and that kind of thing. Good, so do you know what? I think that's probably about it for my diet tips. People do talk and ask, I mean, when the people have asked me to do this kind of thing, they want me to talk about my diet, and I haven't really given you a massive insight into exactly what I eat. And I think it's because I very much change what I eat every day, every week. Both my husband and I, we like tasty meals, we like really wholesome meals. We don't skip the sauces, we don't skip the fat. I love to have butter on my bread. I love to cook with oils and things like that. But I do try to vary the meals that I have. So a nice big salad will be one day, or you know, last night we had a fish pie made from fish fingers, a parsley sauce, and then some leftover mashed potato on top, and I even grate the cheese on top. I don't think it's quite as much. Oh, I made a big side of cabbage actually with that one, because I did want to get the vegetables in. So I will eat fish and chips, sausage and mash, that kind of thing, but I'm quite mindful about what I put on my plate. And frankly, if I've eaten with the kids, you know, it's sort of snacking with the kids when they have their dinner about 5 o'clock, when my husband comes home from work, I think to myself, on some occasions I think, do you know what, I don't need dinner tonight. It would be very sociable to sit down and eat dinner with him. But to be really honest, I've had all the calories that I need for today, because I've really, you know, I ate the extra portion that was there left over when I served theirs out. So try my best to not socially eat. I do feel that drag that it's good for us to sit down together, or I might put a tiny portion on my plate just so that we're eating together. But you know what, that doesn't happen that often. One way that I try to control how much I eat and decide on how much I need to eat for my dinner is I try to picture everything that I've eaten during that day on the table in front of me. You know those shows that especially used to be on, where they would try to expose people of how much they eat in one day, and they would pile it up in front of them, or per week or whatever, pile it up to give them that shock factor. Well, I tend to sort of play that game with myself, so I'll imagine all of this food on the table that I've eaten in that day, and if it feels excessive, if literally I've been snacking, you know, and bought a cake when I went out for a coffee with somebody, all of that kind of thing, I try to just sort of put it all together and think, do you know what, you have had your calories for the day. I think you're pretty much done there. So great, that just brings me on. Like I say, I am not a specialist in this area, but I do have some fantastic friends, one of them namely Caroline Lamont, who deals with lots of different medical, health-based, nutritional issues, and if you go to her, she can work out which foods that you need to cut out of your diet and how to do it, and she is absolutely fantastic at working through all of that with you. She's a health coach, so I'll put her details in the description box there, and Alex, who can provide you with the doTERRA oils, I'll put her contact details in the description box below as well. So if you like this video and you'd like me to do more of these vlog posts, then please give me a comment in the comment box, and I'll do some on all sorts of other subjects if I feel like I've got enough to talk about for them. And definitely subscribe to my channel, because there are plenty of HIIT workouts, Pilates workouts, all sorts of things that you can do yourselves in your own time. But make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. Bye guys.